Howdy, from Macomb City Hall, this is Macomb Mayor Mike Inman with the latest information we have from McDonough County Health Department and other sources relevant to the COVID-19 pandemic here in Macomb and the surrounding area. So the latest information as of earlier this morning, it by the way is Thursday the 19th of November. The latest information as of earlier this morning from the McDonough County Health Department that they are tracking currently 349 active cases in McDonough County, bringing the total since the onset of the pandemic to 1,344. They also indicated they're tracking this morning some provisional numbers that could increase that total count, both active and total count, by another 66. They're also reporting 2 additional deaths today, so that would bring the total number of deaths to 34. Again, our sincere condolences go out to those families that have been impacted by their loss of their loved ones from the COVID-19 pandemic. The positivity rating for McDonough County is 17.8%. That's as of the 15th. Those numbers lag a little bit behind, and those are from the Illinois Department of Public Health. You can find all of this information on the Illinois Department of Public Health's website. That website is appearing on the bottom of your screen right now. This is all information that's publicly available at many, so anytime you want to get on and look, that information is there. Currently, again, McDonough County 17.8%. The region, our Region 2, which comprises most of the central portion of Illinois, does not include Hancock County, though, for example, or Adams County. That is 16.9, so here in McDonough County, we're actually above the average for our region, and I think that's important to note as we continue to talk today. All of the schools in McDonough County are currently in remote learning status. As of earlier this week, Macomb schools went, but by the time you hear this, all of the schools in McDonough County will be in remote learning as we continue to see an exponential increase in cases in McDonough County. The McDonough District Hospital, again, we want to talk a little bit about not putting off routine medical examinations, routine lab testing. That stuff should all still be going on for you. The hospital is a secure, sanitary environment, even though they are dealing with inpatients that they're well isolated, but they are caring for folks that are COVID positive. They're currently at 40% of their capacity with inpatient care. But again, you shouldn't be putting off seeing your doctor if you've got something that is not even related to COVID. Don't put those things off. See your doctor, and you need to go for routine medical screenings so that, particularly if you suffer from chronic illness, shouldn't be putting those things off. Don't put off lab tests, none of that. So please continue to do that. Don't let this prevent you from getting that essential care that you need. That only complicates things further down the road, both for you as an individual and your overall health. And quite honestly, by putting off those kind of things, you may be putting yourself at higher risk for contracting COVID in a serious way. So, speaking of putting off tests, you don't put off it if you think you don't have to have any symptoms. You don't have to think that you're exposed. If you want to go to testing, it's available here at a couple of locations. Currently, the McDonough District Hospital testing site is still up and running. Those hours and times are located, hours and days of the week are located at the bottom of your screen now. There could be a change in their protocol here in the next couple of days where you may have to call for an appointment again or schedule, and that could be, maybe just a few minutes before you depart your home to go there. But right now, you can just simply go. We'll let you know when and if those changes occur. Also, you can sign up for testing at the local CVS pharmacy. That does require a prearranged time, so make sure you contact them before you go. They will take care of that. And then there's the opportunity coming up in about 10 days or so, maybe close to 10 days to 2 weeks. The Illinois Department of Public Health will be back in Macomb on December 2nd. That's from 8 to 4 at Tanner Circle, located in the southeast corner of Q Lot. We'll get you more information coming up, but don't put off getting tested if you think you've been exposed, or for your own mental and physical well-being you want to go get tested. Please take advantage of the MDH testing site. Again, those times and days of the week are at the bottom of your screen now. At midnight tonight, there will be additional resurgent mitigation orders that Governor Pritzker signed into effect. They will go into effect tonight at midnight. You know, there's some confusion on the phases and tiers and what we're calling all this, or what the governor is calling all this. This is Tier 3 resurgent mitigation. So all bars and restaurants will continue to remain closed for indoor dining. That's been part of the order since the 4th of November. All bars and restaurants should be restricting their access to the indoor dining. It's not allowed. The curbside, pickup, delivery, that's all still good. And we would encourage you to take advantage of our local restaurants and patronize them. You know, pick up at the curbside, have it delivered, whatever. Please continue to patronize them. They need your support. There's some other things that are taking effect as far as restrictions at health and fitness centers. They'll be reducing their capacity to 25% beginning tonight at midnight, and starting tomorrow for them. That face masks are to be worn at all times in those facilities. And it goes, again, I think that should go without saying. Anytime you're out and about, you should have your face mask on wherever you're at. And then there's some other provisions. Gaming and casinos are closed. Indoor recreation centers, movie theaters, performing arts centers, indoor amusement parks, things like that. For example, the museum will be closed, the arts center will be closed. Unfortunately, the local movie theater will be closed. And again, any gaming facilities will be closed, whether they're standalone or not. So, and again, these resurgent orders are for a limited time. I don't think there's currently anything I can find that sets a date when they terminate. But the sooner we can get on top of this, the sooner we have our numbers decline for cases and hospitalizations. That's what we're trying to prevent here, is people getting so terribly sick with this that they're overwhelming the hospital system. You're seeing it in some other areas not far from here. Adams County is experiencing a critical mass, almost, the demand for their services at Blessing Hospital. They're nearly overwhelmed. We're starting to see it in some other facilities close by as well. That's what we're trying to prevent here, is we're trying to prevent that from occurring here. There's also some restrictions on some other meetings, social gatherings, things like that. You can still get your hair cut. There's a restriction on the number of people that can be in there at any one time. That's still doable though. And then retail stores are then now being asked to reduce their capacity to 25% of their authorized fire capacity. Grocery stores and pharmacies can operate at up to 50% of their capacity. All that information, it too is available at the website below. So I know that's a lot of information. You can look at it, sort through it. It's pretty self-explanatory, but those orders by Governor Pritzker do take effect at 12:01 tonight. And again, with the goal, he's saying, and we tend to see where he's coming from, is that the sooner we can get through this mitigation, the sooner we can get back to less mitigation, it's better for everyone. We're coming up on the holiday time. Thanksgiving will be this time next week. There's some guidance on the Department of Public Health or the CDC's website. That information is linked here at the bottom of your page. Talks about limiting gatherings in your own home over the next couple of weeks, including Thanksgiving, to your immediate household members. And we completely understand with the rich tradition we have in so many of our communities of celebrating Thanksgiving with extended family, that's an additional hardship, and many people are going to have to endure. We understand that. We'll be living by those guidelines at our house, and I encourage you to do the best you can to abide by them as well. Again, we're trying to cap this now so we can at least maybe look forward to less restrictions by the time Christmas rolls around. I don't think you can see any news reports that are not saying that this is widespread. It's not just Macomb, Illinois, McDonough County, or the state of Illinois. It's the entire country, and some regions happen to be experiencing it even more profoundly than others. And you can look at across the world. Our friends in Europe, all over the globe, are still seeing resurgence of this virus, as unfortunately many folks in the the field have warned us was likely to occur. Having said that, that doesn't mean that there's no hope at the end of the line. There is. I'm encouraged that you may have seen in news reports over the last week or so that there are 2 very effective vaccines that are being rushed to be available here in the next maybe 4 to 6 weeks, starting with the most vulnerable people in our society. Those are very highly effective, 2 different companies, so the capacity of getting large volume of vaccine out to the population broadly is encouraging. I can see, even though the next couple of weeks are very critical in how this flows for maybe the next 4 to 6 weeks, I do see light at the end of the tunnel. I'm encouraged by the fact that those vaccines are on the horizon and very close to being distributed. And again, likely they'll be distributed to the folks that have the highest exposure risk, and that would be first responders, our healthcare professionals, and then people who are already hospitalized, not with COVID, but are at risk because of some other medical conditions. They would be the first, and then the general population. Be assured, we have already had discussions here with our county partners on how that would roll out here in McDonough County. There is a plan in place, and it's being tweaked and fine-tuned for when that vaccine is available. And be assured we're on top of that. All of the partners are working together. And again, I think that's a positive. There is light at the end of this tunnel, and I know that so many people are COVID fatigued or worn out, and surely understand that and get where many people are. And that leads me into my next concern. There's many people that are struggling with depression and other mental health related issues that have been exacerbated by many of the stressful things that they've had to deal with related directly to COVID. So if you're one of those people, avail yourself of mental health professionals in the community. We have people standing ready to help you deal with those issues. And for those of you that are confined in your homes, be assured that we are continuing to think of you, and I'm going to encourage your neighbors, your friends, your extended family to safely reach out to you and all means available to make sure your needs are met, and that both mentally and physically we're taking care of you and each other the best we can, and remind you to do your part there. We continue to see light at the end of the tunnel, but these next few weeks are going to be very, very critical in how we get through the next this holiday and Christmas that, you know, so many of us enjoy spending time with our family, and really don't want to see that diminish. So I'm asking you, please abide by the mandates that the governor has instituted that will take effect tonight. Continue to try to do your very best for your own mental and physical health. Wear your mask, social distance, wash your hands, and please, let's all try to work together to continue to mitigate this the very best we can. If you have questions, we would tell you to please reach out to anyone here at City Hall. You can also feel free to contact our partners at the Health Department or the McDonough District Hospital. They too will be happy to give you information that they have readily available. We've provided many of those resources here to you today. Our small business community, we continue to offer assistance through federal and state programs that the city, MADCO, and the Chamber of Commerce are willing to help you with. We will be rolling out information in the next 48 hours about a grant program for our restaurants that participated in, had expenses connected with being able to initiate outdoor dining, that this grant program will go back to cover expenses that go back all the way back to March up until today. There'll be more information coming out from our Community Development Coordinator, John Bannon, in the next 48 hours, but we're anxious to get that information out to those bars and restaurants that have, you know, suffered quite a deal of economic setback here, and that's one more program we'll be willing to offer. We're grateful for the grant that we got from the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity. Again, those details will be forthcoming in the next day or two. But we also remind you that the Business Interruption Grant Program is still available, and you can contact either the Chamber, MADCO, or the Office of Community Development, and those folks would be happy to walk you through that process as a small business owner. We're trying to cover all the bases as best we can here. We know so many people are being negatively impacted either through the loss of a loved one or the actual dealing with the virus and their own health, and as well as our business community. So again, we all have so much at stake here. It is imperative that we all work together to make the best of this. So for now, thanks for joining us, and we'll talk again soon.